You're live. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. My name's Glenn. This is my channel, Glen. If you're new to this channel and you like this content that I'm providing, please click the subscribe button down below. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you're a regular watcher or if you're new to the channel. It helps get the video out there, so I expect loads of thumbs up. Frederick's joined already. He says, yo, that was quick, Frederick. We're only 20 seconds into the video. Boom. Made it today. I was going to say I haven't seen you in the last few videos, Fred. What's going on? Where's the love? I can't see no love. Russell says plus 63. Hey. So usual bandits joining in. Team Glen. If you want to be part of Team Glen, there's the Telegram group chat, which you can click on the description down below. Or you can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all with the name Glen. And you can also check out teambitglen.com if you want to maybe get a piece of Team Glen merchandise action. I know Freddie's been rocking the Team Glen vest. BBL Adventure's been rocking the Team Glen hoodie. So it's good that that people are enjoying the being a part of something. So let's talk about, I'll try and talk about maybe the reason why typos. I'll talk about the main topic of today first quickly, and then we'll get on to miscellaneous items or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Glenn's Rambling Corner or something like that. Long weekend. Long weekend? It's not even the weekend yet. Been busy with projects and enjoy early summer. Yeah, it's been quite nice actually around here. It's been quite nice. Although it was raining loads last night, so the outside is soaking wet now. But yeah, can't complain. Can't complain. Sunny England. So, couple points I wanted to bring up today actually. The reason for the title of my thumbnail and the title of the video is Richard Hart. He tweeted saying that sort of made me think, yeah, he's right actually. And I don't know, that's the thing that sort of stuck in my mind all day really, or since I read it anyway. And I remember a little while back, obviously in one of my videos, we looked at the graphs. I don't know if you guys remember, we looked at like patterns in Bitcoin graph. If you go back like each year, there's like a continuous pattern. So generally Bitcoin sort of, if this was the start of the graph over here, would sort of go like this. It might have a peak at some point, but it would go sort of back down again, and then it would have a massive spike at some point. So Bitcoin really only jumps in value in short periods of time. It doesn't sort of happen like that. It sort of stagnates for a while and then has a big sudden rise. And we noticed in that pattern that there's generally sort of between big pumps a sort of 18-month to 2-year stagnation period. And when I say stagnate, it's steadily increasing, but you know, not to the extent that you would expect. Baby London says, Envy and Connect! I love Envy on! Negate says, hey guys. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. If I ever create like an intro video or something like that for my channel, it will definitely include Carlos. I can guarantee that. All right, Glenn, hope Bitcoin keeps dropping so I can buy a full coin. Yes, that would be awesome, Ryan. I would love that, actually. I'd love to be able to just buy one whole Bitcoin. Job done. Yeah, so if we're in this sort of 2-year stagnation period, obviously if you're taking from sort of January, obviously we're in June now, we're 6 months into that. So you've got to say, when people are panicking about the price of Bitcoin, if there is going to be a 2-year stagnation period, we're 25% or a quarter of the way through. a 2-year bear cycle, which I'm not saying will happen. I'm not trying to spread FUD or FOMO or whatever you want to call it. I'm just stating that, you know, if you look at the patterns that emerge over years and years and years over the course of Bitcoin, if that was to happen again, then I'd be selling when it hits that pump and then buying back maybe 6 months later. But obviously we don't know that's going to happen yet. If you look at, I think that this year, if you actually look at graphs and the prices, forgetting the actual value of the price, so how much it's increased by percentage wise, it seems to be really up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Whereas if you look back over years before, it has sort of steadily rose with maybe one pump, and then like a couple months go past and another pump. Whereas we're seeing sort of up, down, up, down, up, down, you know, fluctuating between 6 and 10k since the beginning of this year, which is quite a lot. You're talking about a £4 difference, or in percentage wise, you're talking, you know, if it was from 10k down to 6k, 40% dip. That 40% is quite a big swing, and then back up to 8k, which is, you know, a 20% gain. So they're quite big swings one way or the other. What we got here? All right, Glenn. Hope Bitcoin keeps dropping so I can buy a full coin. Frederick says, hey, hey, hey as well. Hey, hey, hey. David says, hi, Glenn. And Baby London says, like the video, guys. Smash up the likes. Smash up the likes. Yeah, so sort of positive and negative there, I suppose. If you're thinking, oh, shit, we've got, you know, another year and a half of stagnation, obviously there's no guarantee of that. And if you look at the charts, I say it's not the general pattern that we've seen over a 6-month period compared to other 6-month period. I don't know, unless someone wants to prove me wrong. It does seem different at the moment. And you've got to look at, say, things like consensus generally signals sort of an uptrend, and we have seen, if anything, a dip. So it just seems like there isn't, you can't really go on previous history. You can't predict what's going to happen. Even experts, you know, people like Tom Lee, who I have a lot of respect for and will always listen to his opinion. I think he's a really smart guy. He's been right in the past with price predictions for Bitcoin. Even he got consensus wrong the last week or so. So it just goes to show you all that technical analysis, all that data, all that knowledge, you know, feedback from many different sources. He's still got it wrong. So there you go. Not that I'm putting him down in any way. I'm just trying to get across that, you know, you may watch some YouTubers out there, and I don't mean to slate other YouTubers because I get it wrong. I'm quite open and say, look, I'm no expert at all, but some of them will lead you to believe like that what they're saying is guaranteed or true, or so just be careful what you know, what you invest in, and what advice you listen to, I suppose, and be careful of that. What I just said there. So what are your guys' thoughts on a 2-year bear market? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think it's likely to happen? Will we see another 18 months of stagnation or even dipping in price? Or do you reckon we're just going to have a massive spike anytime soon? So this brings me on to my next point, actually, which is to do with John McAfee, which I know John McAfee is one of those characters, you either love him or hate him. I love him. I think he's, not that I'm going to take everything he says as gospel, but the actual way he portrays himself, the lifestyle he's got, he's just a character. He's just, and I can't explain it in any, he's a proper character. I don't think there is another John McAfee out there. Do you know what I mean? There's just one, and he is it's funny to watch and listen. Obviously, very smart, clever guy as well. Very rich man. So you know, very dangerous combination, I suppose. I like him. He is a genius. Yeah, I mean, he does some crazy things and makes some crazy allegations, doesn't he? And makes crazy predictions. But anyway, the reason that I've sort of gone on to that segue is that he also has done short-term prediction, which we haven't seen this from him for a while. Well, I say for a while. I've never seen him do any sort of short-term predictions. He's always done long-term. So obviously he's always said, right, Bitcoin's going to be worth 500,000, and then he changed it to Bitcoin will be worth 1 million by 20. Was it 2020 or 2021? I can't remember now. But within the next 3 years, he reckons it's going to be worth $1 million. Which I hope he's right. Fingers crossed. But as we've seen in the past, I've done a video where, you know, he made a prediction live on TV, and I think Bitcoin's going to be worth 72,000. Was it 72,000? Something like that this year. He still could be right. I don't know, but he then backtracked on another live interview and said, "No, I've never ever made prediction for this year." So it makes me think, oh, obviously people joke about him being on crack and cocaine and stuff like that, but he is being very erratic with what he's saying from one interview to another. So I'll let you put two and two together. But anyway, he's done a short-term forecast prediction of certain coins. Now, there's a couple things you have to bear in mind when I'm about to tell you these, and that is that John McAfee actually publicly says that he gets paid to promote coins that obviously pay him a fee. I think that fee is something like 100 grand. So if I wanted to promote Glen coin or something like that, I can go to John McAfee and say, here's 100 grand. Please, can you mention, Glen coin, which he will make a tweet about or something like that. So he's tweeted out predictions about something to do with Donald Trump and Korea, which I weren't too sure what that was actually. Sorry if you're watching this thing, Glenn, you're such an idiot. I haven't kept up news, what's going on in Korea and stuff. June the 12th, I think it was. But then he also predicted in crypto that Bitcoin is going to hit in June. So obviously we're only 10 days, or what was it? Today's the May the 25th or 6th. So we're talking about in basically 5 days' time. Not 5, sorry. Let me start that again. He's predicted that next month, which is very soon, Bitcoin at some point will be worth 15k. Now, I don't think that's a bad shout, because if we do have sort of a really good uptrend, we saw Bitcoin rise to 10k like within what, 2 weeks? So 15k doesn't seem too unreasonable, really, when you think of it like that. We could just have a week of really good pump, and it would be at 12k easy. I mean, we're at 7.5 at the moment, but still interesting, obviously. But he said in July it will dip back down again. So he's saying it will go up to 15k and then go back down. Now, obviously, if that dips back down from 15k, it could dip down to, like, I don't know, 11 or 12k, which is still way over where we're at the moment. So it still could be, a good thing. He also then lists that he believes Bitcoin private, which over the last few days, I've been sharing my Blockfolio with obviously the group, the Telegram group. And if you want to be a part of that watching this video, click the link down below and you can follow me on there. And I post my Blockfolio just so everyone's up to date with what I've got. So when I'm talking about my investments in these videos, everyone's like, oh yeah, Glenn's got that much of that or whatever. So I just thought, I'll be as transparent and as honest as possible. So he's saying Bitcoin private, he believes, will go up to $200 a coin, I think, by the end of June, I think it is, which obviously at the moment it's at $24 or $25, something like that, from what the last time I checked. Now, obviously, he's posted this, he also announced that he is a part of Bitcoin Private, or is an affiliate. You know, so basically he's been paid to talk about them. So you have to take that with a pinch of salt. He's also had some images released on Twitter of him sort of giving Bitcoin Private the thumbs up type thing. And he's then come out and said, no, I didn't make these images. Bitcoin Private, their community made it, and I just retweeted it. But anyway, that's all he said, she said, whatever. But he's predicted that Bitcoin Private will go up to $200 next month. Now, that's interesting because, one, I hold some Bitcoin Private, so fingers crossed he's right. But secondly, that's a short-term prediction that we can sort of scrutinize really in a short period of time. So, you know, when he's making these like, oh, I guarantee you Bitcoin will be worth 1 million, and people are like, oh, maybe he's onto something here. If he starts making all these calls like on 4 or 5 different coins and none of them come true, people are going to be like, well, you know, your maths isn't that good on cryptocurrency, or it doesn't apply here because you've got all these coins wrong. So Bitcoin Private was one of them. He reckons $200. Bearing in mind it's at $25 at the minute. So you're talking about an 8 to 10 times gain now. It was $20 only a week or so ago. But in the last few days, obviously, we've seen a dip in everything in the markets. Everything's down 10, 15%, 20%. Bitcoin Private has done pretty well. It's not only has it avoided dipping, it's actually rose. So today it's pumped quite a bit, quite nicely. And along with that, it seems to have brought Z Classic along with it. I can't think of any other reason why Z Classic would pump at this point in time. But obviously, Z Classic, I assume, is just associated with Bitcoin Private because they forked from each other. So that inherently has increased the value of Z Classic as well. But I'm literally just trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together. The other one that's done quite well over the last couple of days is actually EOS. EOS actually went up quite a bit. Some news is coming out that maybe there might be a delay. This is all ifs and buts. Might be a delay with the mainnet launch. But John McAfee has said that in June, EOS will be worth $32, which if you look at where it's at the minute, it's currently at $12. So you're talking about a 3 times gain there, which obviously is, again, awesome. Another coin that I hold on. So he literally listed Bitcoin Private, which I've got, and EOS, which I've got, and Bitcoin, which I've got. What was the other ones he listed? He also named another coin that was going to go up. Can't remember what it is, and I'd hate to misquote something. Let's catch up with what you guys are saying. There's only one John McAfee. One John McAfee shilling you coins, snorting up coke, walking into McAfee Wonderland. David said, EOS will moon. All people sell their shit coins back into EOS and BTC. They will rise. McAfee says 32 for EOS by the end of July. Oh, sorry, the end of July. So obviously that's, you know, two months from now, you know, for EOS, which is interesting. It's only 2 months away, and we can look back and see how close he was, whether he was right or wrong. Obviously, if there's issues that come up with the mainnet launch, better than a kick in the nuts. He knows the correlation. A 40 million ICO at ETH high is now worth 18 million. How much more does it need to go down to make some alts bankrupt? Oh. I'm not too sure about that, Russell. So you're saying that I'm not sure what coin you're talking about. Are you talking about Bitcoin Private? David said he is a hacker as well. David said LOL. Bitcoin private is worth nothing, same as Z Classic. No, it will happen maybe not so soon, but close to it. So yeah, there's a couple of coins there. Obviously, he's made predictions on. We can obviously look back sort of end of July, August time and say, right, okay, he was right about this, wrong about that, wrong about this. Obviously, I hope he's right about all of it, because that means I'm going to make money in the next couple of months, which I haven't done for the last 4 months. Well, we did have a couple of good weeks. It just goes to show you, actually, that even with a small investment, a lot of people think, oh, you can't make money in crypto unless you sort of big and you're a wow and all that sort of stuff. But, you know, I put in, I don't know what, $1,200 to $1,400 in different coins and I'm not talking about mining, cloud mining, or anything like that. I'm talking about, I had about $1,200 worth of Bitcoin, and obviously I've diversified and bought sort of $20 here, $20 there, $50 this, $800 that, and sort of split it up, yeah. And at one point that was worth $2,600 when we had a pump for a couple of weeks. Obviously, for the last week, maybe even 10 days, 2 weeks now, we've had a decline. So my portfolio is now only worth 1,300. So I've lost, well, 50% of my investment. I've lost $1,300 if you look at it that way. But if something can go up or down that quick within the space of 10 days a week, you've got to think, well, I might as well just wait, see what next week brings, because next week it could be worth $4,500. Obviously, if you could cash out at the right times and buy back in at dit times, then you'd be, you know, a millionaire pretty quick. But yeah, I mean, when it was just going up and up and up for 2 weeks, I was thinking, yes, this is it. And everyone kept saying, oh, this is the start of the bull run. This is the start of the bull run. And I was thinking, well, actually, we're on the bull run. Like, you know, if something's going up 5-10% every day for 2 weeks, that is a bull run. I know it might only be like, you know, 10% of something that's only worth like 10 cent might be 1 cent. And you might think, oh, that's not that much. But, you know, that is a good increase for weren't just one day. It was a good, you know, couple of weeks at least. Someone said 4 weeks. I don't know if it went on for 4 weeks, but at least 2 to 3 weeks. We had continuous growth. And obviously, like I say, my portfolio did go up to 2,600. So that's encouraging, because I believe once we sort of hit mid-June, I know I said this about May. May has been a bit of a washout, really. Well, I say that again. We had 2 weeks of increase. It's really difficult, isn't it? And when you actually look back if you actually look back at your coins, and you say, right, okay, let's just say Bitcoin, for example. If you look back, sort of February time, mid-February, you could say, oh, well, hang on a minute. We're moaning that there's a dip now. So, like, Bitcoin's dip right now, and it's worth, what, $7,500. But it was worth $9,500 a couple of weeks ago. So, a lot of people saying, oh, Bitcoin's dipped, it's shit, it's, you know, it's performing shit at the minute. But you got to look back and say, hang on a minute, 2 months ago, we were talking about Bitcoin being worth 6,000. And people are wondering whether it'll go to like 4K, 3K. But we've gone past that, and now we're at, you know, we're at 7,500. David says Envian. As far as I know, no updates for Envian. Obviously, that's set me back a bit. Investing in Envian, it's not only, obviously, I lost money. This is the way I look at it. When you invest in something that drops that much, not only have you lost out on that investment anyway, but I see it as you've also lost out on the swing of things, investing in something else. So if I was to keep that Envian investment I made and put it into, even if it was a crappy coin, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of one now without pissing people off. Even if I was to invest it in, IOTA or Cardano or something like that. Those have had better increases than Envian. So you know, it's no, I was thinking of like even a shitcoin, but yeah, in any project, EOS, even Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin, Litecoin. If you'd put that money into them, I invested in Envian mid-December, so bear that in mind. But then I suppose I would have bought those coins at all-time highs. But you know, I've lost out there. But anyway, that's enough. I'm gonna try and really cut down, unless there's like some really good juicy gossip about Envian. I want to try and keep the talk to Envian as low as possible, because you know it's not nice talking about. I get messages from people saying, you know, oh, I've lost 100k, 30k, 20k on Envian, and I only bought it because of you. So I do feel really bad, and I've you know, I've voiced my opinion about him several times, but yeah. So got some interesting times coming ahead. I'm looking forward to it. What about you? What do you guys think about John McAfee's predictions? So we've got Bitcoin private being $200 within the next month or so. EOS being worth $32. Bitcoin next month being worth 15k. You know, it'd be good to sort of do a video. I suppose I am, but like a proper video of actually documenting his quote, you know, his predictions now, and then doing one back in or at the end of July, August time, and saying, right, you know, how out of 10, how much did John McAfee score on the prediction game? Negated says, I heard loads about Envian and never bought it. Well done, Negated. I wish I hadn't. Only his EOS prediction will be true. Rest is show. Well, it makes you wonder, is he being paid by EOS to promote them? Because if he's only talking about coins, but then I doubt, obviously he's not being paid by Bitcoin, but I don't know, maybe EOS. Now, I was just watching a video, and I shared it actually in one of the Telegram groups that I'm in. Crypto News, he's done a video about EOS potentially having like not a bug, but issues with the testnet phase, where apparently if it runs for 24 hours or 48 hours or something like that, it starts running into, it crashes, and you have to literally re-download the whole ledger from somebody else that their computer didn't crash. So hopefully they sort all these issues out before the mainnet launch, which I don't know if there's big issues like that. Obviously, you're talking about only, what, 1 week away from the mainnet launch, which obviously you can't really criticize a company or a project on their testnet. You can't say, oh, they're having problems with testnet, because that is the whole point. It's like Formula One, you know, we have practice days. You can't say, oh no, Lewis Hamilton crashed out in practice session 1, because that is what it's for. It's there to be hacked. It's there to find bugs. It's there to find issues. It's there for them to learn and develop, you know, and combat issues like that. Now, if they go live with a mainnet and things like that start happening, then we can all point the finger and say, why didn't you delay it? Why didn't you do the right thing? You know? So, but who knows? We'll see what happens. Wait for any announcements to come out from EOS. But it does seem to be, from what I keep seeing now on YouTube and everywhere, EOS is like the hot topic at the minute, whether you like it or not. So even if you're saying, Glenn, you know, you're just talking about EOS, you're just shilling it. I'm not, you know, I'm not in any way. I'm remaining completely unbiased. But it does seem to be the hot thing at the minute. It seems to be the one that there's a lot of expectation for it. And it's not just me, and it's not just like, you know, a couple of people. If you look online, everyone's doing YouTube videos about it. Everyone's talking about it online. Big characters are talking about it on Twitter. EOS seems to be talked about a lot, but there's also a lot of high expectation. Now, in my experience, anything that has huge expectation, unfortunately, it's a bit of a trap, because if they release something that is fairly good, people are going to be like, ah, well, that's what we expected anyway. If they release something slightly bad, people are, oh no, this is terrible. I expected it to be this, this, and this, and I thought it, you know. So it's a bit like, like video games, when developers take so long to make a game and people talk about it and get hyped up about it for so long. Ones that come to mind are the people that made the game after Shadow of the Colossus, or one of them. Can't remember what it's called. But they released a game. It took them like 10 or 12 years. People were so hyped up for that game that it could never live up to the expectation. Gran Turismo, I think it was Gran Turismo 5, took them so long to make that people were like, oh, Gran Turismo 5 is going to be amazing. Then it was like another year, another year, another year. And people were like, yeah, it's going to be a pretty good game because it's been developed for 8 years. And it came out and everyone was like, yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's pretty good. That's what we expected. I mean, imagine if they launch and it's shit. Yeah, that's what I mean. That, you've got to think Ethereum, it's been out a long time and Ethereum's had its ups and downs. You would assume EOS has to go through that as well at some point. So, we can't be too critical of it. It is a brand new blockchain. It's brand new issues, brand new algorithm, brand new, proof of stake and work system, delegated proof of stake. It's all new. It's all new. And with anything new, you've got to expect teething problems. So I don't think we can be too harsh on it. It just seems like everyone's bigging it up. And I just feel like maybe they're setting themselves up for a fall. Unless EOS comes out and it's this amazing blockchain, algorithm and that everyone's expecting, and then everyone will be like, yay, this is what we wanted, this is what we expected. I don't know. We'll see. What do you guys think? What are your expectations for EOS coming out? What else can I talk about? Because the video's only been going on 32 minutes. I like a good 50 to an hour long video. I won't actually. I'll wrap this up pretty quick actually. There's no point talking for no reason. Give you an update on the crypto cave. If you're watching this and you actually follow me personally, not just for the crypto news. The crypto shed, I still haven't finished off plasterboarding it yet. That's because I need to buy more insulation here. And I need to buy more plasterboards. So I just thought, if I can't finish it, I might as well just leave it as it is. Which I'm hoping, fingers crossed, to have some money next week. I got my insurance payout for my laptop. But, this is what I wanted to talk about. So the other day I talked about how international payments are shit, and Coinbase to set up their to receive a withdrawal payment from them is actually pretty shit. You have to find out your BIC number and IBAN, and you have to send some money to Estonia, and then they authorize it, and then they activate your withdrawal address, and then you can make a withdrawal from there. So that was one thing that obviously I thought, that's what cryptocurrency is going to solve, because you won't have to do that. Saying that, we're trying to sell cryptocurrency and we have to do that. I didn't know that problem existed until cryptocurrency come about. Obviously, if you're sending international payments on a regular basis, cryptocurrency must be like a saving grace. But for someone who never, ever has sent an international payment to anyone, you'll be like, well, what's the issue? Why is international payment so popular? I don't need to send one. But anyway, that was one thought that I had the other day. And obviously, I told you guys how I feel. So I've got this insurance money that have paid me out for me to get a new laptop. Hence why I'm doing all these videos off my phone at the moment. So it's not the proper full feature videos that I normally do. And I've had to wait for them to... I rang them up and I said, what's going on? You know, you've authorised it. You've told me how much I'm getting. What's happening? And they said, oh, we're waiting for the check to print. Right, so starting this process off, this started Monday, yeah? Yeah, we've authorised it and we've sent it to our department for them to print the check. So this is Monday you're talking now, yeah? So let's say today's the 25th, I believe. So let's go back. We'll say it's May the 20th, yeah? They've told me, thumbs up, you're getting this money, Glenn. You're going to get this money and you can go and spend it on whatever you want. Obviously, I'm thinking I'm going to go and buy a new MacBook Pro or an iMac computer. So I'll start shopping about on Tuesday, thinking, oh, hopefully I should receive it in the next couple of days. Then it's Tuesday, then Wednesday. So I gave them a call and I said, what's going on? And they said, oh, yeah, we're still like, you know, the money's being sent to you, blah, blah, blah. Just have to wait for the process, I'm afraid. So then I waited till Thursday. And then today I rung them up and I said, what's going on? No, sorry, yesterday I rung them up. So this is Thursday, May the 24th. And they said, no, what happened is the check has been sent to the printing department. They have to print the check and then it gets authorised by a second layer, a tier team, which I thought fair enough. Big chunks of money. You can't just dish it out. Then we're going to send it to you in the post, right? So now these checks got sent Thursday. Luckily, I received them today. I thought, brilliant. Awesome. It only took 1 day in the post. So now we're talking about 5 days, yeah? 5 days since they authorised this payment. Now, obviously, if they authorised that and it was cryptocurrency, I would have probably had it Monday evening, even if it had to go to a second tier team to authorise the payment through cryptocurrency. I probably would have had it Tuesday, which would have been May the 21st, right? So bearing in mind now we're on May the 25th. So now I've had to drive into town because obviously banks are centralised points. We have to travel to them. So not only is it now costing me petrol money, which is being a bit, bit petty, but it's cost me petrol money to get there. I don't want to go town. There's no other reason I would want to go town. Now, town, when you live in a big city, you've got to pay to park somewhere. Anywhere you go, unless you know somewhere where you can quickly jump out and avoid the ticket man. So I've paid to park. I only wanted the minimum amount. The minimum amount was 1 hour, £2. So I've paid £2, then walked to the bank. I've had to queue up for ages. And then I said, hello, I'd like to pay these checks in. They said, yeah. I said, any idea of how long it's going to take before the funds all clear? And they had a look at it and they said, oh, yeah, it's from a big firm. Yeah, well, it should take about 4 working days. But unfortunately, it's 4 p.m. now. So today won't count. Then you've got Saturday, Sunday. Then it's in the UK, it's a bank holiday Monday. So all the banks, all the shops are shut Mondays, on that Monday. So the process will start Tuesday. And it will be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So a week from now, the payment should be available to spend. Now that is June the 1st. So we're talking about a process that started May the 20th and completing in my bank, so I can go and withdraw cash from my account on June the 1st. That is a 12 to 13 day process. Forgetting the whole time it took for the claim to go through. I'm just talking about a check being printed, sent, delivered, given to the bank, them to authorise the claim. Damn you, banks! So, I've got to wait until June the 1st for this money to clear. Now, oddly enough, for some reason, the insurance company as well, they didn't send me the total claim in one check. Oh, no. That'd be too easy. That's easy street. We don't want to do that for you, Mr. Comer. Comer? Customer? Why did I say comer? We don't want to do that for you, Mr. Customer. We're going to send you it in 2 checks. So I've had half the amount on one check, and I'm waiting to receive the other half in another check. The other check hasn't arrived. Today's Friday, as I've explained. We have Saturday, Sunday, bank holiday, Monday. I'm probably not going to receive it till Tuesday, which means I need to go and drive to the town again, pay the park again, pay the check-in on Tuesday. Therefore, it probably won't clear. It won't get there clear in time for that Friday, so it'll be Saturday, Sunday. So now you're talking June the 4th. So then you're talking about a, what's that, 15, 16 day process from the Monday. You know, mental. But this is the world we live in. This is the state of the art banking system. Now, obviously, when you think back to checks are not accepted in a lot of places anymore. In the UK, at least, a lot of cousins. So I read your comment, David, just as I was halfway through talking. Cousins. A lot of people are used to paying checks. A lot of shops have stopped accepting them because of this double spend problem. I can go and cash 2 checks in at exactly the same time, different parts of the country, and the shops will take them and accept it, sort of thing. So a lot of shops don't accept them anymore, and obviously they prefer either cash or bank card, because bank card solves the double spend issue, which the banks, even though that's not foolproof, because if I go and put petrol in my car using my bank card, it takes like 3 days to come out. Now, I haven't got an overdraft, so the money that's in my account, that's it. Yeah, I can't go over. But what happens is, I'll go to the petrol station, I'll buy some fuel, say tomorrow. It takes 3 working days for the money to actually appear coming out of my account. We've got Saturday, Sunday, bank holiday Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it'll come out of my account Thursday. Now, if I go and just quickly go to the cash machine and take all my money out that's available to that, you know, after I make that petrol transaction, what will happen is, on the Thursday, I will be minus, so say I put £20 of fuel in, I'll be minus £20. So it hasn't actually stopped the double spend issue. It's just that the insurance will either send a transaction back as cancelled, or obviously they're insured and they'll cover that. So the merchant has received the £20. Now the bank is chasing you for that £20, and that's between you and the bank. So I suppose they haven't actually solved the double spend issue even to this day. But banks have got a lot better with contactless payments, and also Apple Pay on your phone. You know, I use that so much now. I just double tap on my phone, beep, and then, you know, away I go. That, to me, that is what cryptocurrency needs to be. That's what it's got to compete with, because that's what we're getting all used to now. You're seeing old people now with contactless cards, and they've got their head around it, and they'll do it happily. They'll beep, beep, you know, and it's instant. The merchants don't even bother checking the card machine now if it prints out a receipt that says declined or accepted. As soon as it goes beep, they know it's going through, so they're like, yeah, that's fine. And if you go to a lot of bars and restaurants now, like when you're queuing up at the bar, everyone's pulling out their contactless cards and it's going beep, and they're just literally getting the card reader. Not before, they used to sit there and stare at it until obviously a receipt came out the top, and they go, yeah, it's been approved, mate. Yeah, do you want the receipt? No, right, chuck that in the bin. Now they're just going beep, and then they're like, yeah, that's fine, next, you know, and they're moving on. So payments are becoming super fast, on a small micro scale like that. But checks are still a fucking dick. They're still shit. You know, it's made me feel sick. It's actually cost me really about £5 to pay that check in. If you actually look at it, how much it's cost me in petrol, parking, to buy a double cheeseburger. Can't go town, not buy a double cheeseburger. Let's have a look what you guys said. Dwarf Killer Crypto says, hi, what happened to the Mac? So it actually got a bit of liquid damage in it. My daughter was playing with green paint and it sort of soaked in through the keyboard and it sort of messed up the motherboard. And if you watch some of my videos, they were sort of playing up a bit with the sound and the pitch quality and stuff like that. And the battery was going well quick, like it was draining well quick. So they picked it up and investigated it and said, yeah, actually it is water damage. We'd like to offer you the money to buy a new one. I was like, great. This is my dilemma at the minute. If any of you are watching this that know anything about Macs, I'm looking at getting the big 27-inch Mac, so like the big one, because then I can stand. I'm thinking about having a desk here, running along here, putting it on a desk, and it will literally sit as high as probably halfway up that window, maybe even higher actually, maybe at the top. And I'll be able to stand like this and actually be looking down at the screen while I'm talking to you guys and showing you stuff from the internet, which will make it look like I'm looking more at you guys. So that's what I've got my heart set on at the minute. Plus, because of the screen size, it's sort of the perfect format. It's 16:9, same as YouTube videos. So the videos that I record straight off the screen when I do my live videos, a bit like when I'm doing it off the phone, it should have the correct crop size for YouTube videos. That's what I'm hoping anyway, fingers crossed. So I'm looking at one of them. I've managed to find one second hand for £800. But I've got to wait for this money to clear. It'll probably go by then because iMacs seem to be very popular, especially on eBay, Gumtree, and the Facebook selling pages. But this lady, she's looking to sell a 2015 one. Dord says, envy to the moon. I don't think so anytime soon. Yeah, so 27-inch MacBook now, or the crapper. Definitely the crapper. Wah, wah. So I'm looking at a 27-inch iMac. Do I, one, go to Currys, which is a big retailer in the UK. They're doing a 0% APR offer over the course of 2 years, right? Now, the payments on that would work out to be something like £60 or £70 a month. No upfront cost. Or do I go and buy this second-hand one for £800 that's 3 years old, but it's okay-ish spec, but then obviously I've got no monthly payments, but I've forked out £800 up front. Obviously, the £800 one's going to work out cheaper in the long run, but the brand new one obviously will come with a warranty. It has slightly better processor and it has a better, it's got the Fusion drive. Or do I get a MacBook Pro like my laptop? So, because it's more portable. Once I set it up in here, it'll pretty much have to stay here because it'll be so big and bulky. I won't be able to move it from here into the house and vice versa because I'll end up dropping it or something. So that's first world problems of Glen at the minute. Bit Glen's worry. I've got to wait for this money to clear before I can make any real big decision. So I've got to wait a week. Oh, but then I was watching some videos doing some comparison of different iMacs. And apparently Apple are having their WWDC 18 conference on June the 4th to June the 8th. And apparently that's when they announce potential upgrades in hardware. Not really any major releases. They don't say this is the new iPhone or this is the new Apple Watch. They don't release whole new products, but they might say, oh, all iMacs from now on will come with upgraded hard drive or processor or something like that. Now, I don't want to go out and buy a £1,800 machine today, and then in 2 weeks' time, they will get upgraded as standard or something for the same cost or something like that. I feel sick if that happens. So now I'm thinking, oh, it's so close. By the time that money clears in that check, it'll be June the 1st. Then I'm actually away for the weekend, June the 1st, 2nd, 3rd. I might as well wait till June the 4th, between June the 4th and 8th. Might as well wait to see what. Get a Surface Studio. Yeah, I really like the look of them. Those Surface Studios look pretty smart. The only trouble I've got is that it's not really a trouble. I just find it so easy to edit video. I've learned iMovie, and that's all I use. I don't use Final Cut Pro. I just use iMovie. Hence why my videos probably don't look the best. But also with my phone as well, I create thumbnails on my phone using Snapseed, and literally I just go airdrop to Mac and it goes bing, like, and it's there instantly. It's like sending a photo Bluetooth. It's just there straight away. Whereas if I get a Windows computer, things like that become a bit harder. And generally with the Macs, I don't mean to get into a debate between Windows and Macs, but with the Macs, things just seem to load up very fast. Even though you could go out and buy probably a Windows computer with the same spec, same, SSD drive, DDR4 RAM, you could get, the same processor and everything like that. You put all those things together and you start opening up folders and you start opening up, say, iMovie, and start uploading different video, or not iMovie, but Windows equivalent. You start doing that and all of a sudden, things don't load up as quick. Things take longer to download and render and save and then upload. So I don't know. That's not Microsoft uses CAC hardware. Oh well, sometimes. It's all connected. No worries. RC. Yeah, the good thing with Macs is that this is where I think they've cracked it. They have an operating system that has been solely developed for that product. So you have iOS for your phone, and you have iOS for iPad, and then you obviously have the I don't know what they call it, High Sierra, or whatever their operating systems are. That software is solely designed for the Macs. Now, looking at Windows, on the other hand, they tried, obviously Windows have been going for so long and they can't really make a huge incremental change to the overall operating system because schools, hospitals, police departments, they all run off Windows computers. And if all of a sudden one bit of tech didn't talk to the other because it hasn't got this driver or some sort of folder, it messes up. Whereas Mac haven't got that issue because they're such a small percentage of the market actually use them. They can say, right, do you know what? Here's a clean slate of software. We're offering it to free update for anyone with a Mac computer. But we're going to declutter all of that shit. If you save a file, it's there. If you delete it, it's gone. It doesn't make another copy somewhere else and all that sort of stuff. And that's generally, from what I understand, why you don't get sort of viruses, or it's less likely to receive a virus using a Mac, because a virus can't hide itself in so many different folders and drivers and different aspects, whereas with a Windows computer it can. Anyway, that is why even though you get this argument of people saying, oh yeah, but on my Windows computer I've got DDR4 and it's 64 gig RAM and it's got a SSD drive and all that, and you're like, okay, that's great, but I bet you if I load up Photoshop, I bet you it loads up faster on the Mac than it does on a Windows computer, because you've got so many different separated parts, so many, which is great if you want to customize your own PC. Gaming PCs, hands down, are better using Windows, hands down. So it depends what you want to do. I want to edit video, and the Macs are the best for that. That's one of the reasons why so many people use Apple Macs, and it's not just because they're trying to be trendy. I'm not. Like, I'd love to just buy a Windows computer that just worked for me and just like, done everything I wanted it to do. I'd much prefer that. It'd be probably half the price, more modular, so I can change it as and when. I can just upgrade the RAM. I can just, whereas a Mac, you have to pretty much sell the whole machine and then buy a new one. So yeah, I would love it if I could get a Windows. But anyway, I digress. So that's what I'm looking at getting. Hopefully this is going to improve the quality of my videos for you guys. It's going to be easier for me, which means I can focus more on providing you more content. I'm just getting like really itchy, like really irritated now. I want to really crack on with this top 100 cryptocurrency videos. I haven't done one now for about, what, 2 weeks. And I was looking back at some of the views. When I done my Lisk video, I didn't realise it's so popular at the moment. It's had like 1,600 views or something. And I thought, oh, Jesus. But in saying that, I've done one about Bitcoin and Ethereum, Litecoin. I've done one for EOS. I think that was it. They've only got like 50 to 80 views each one. But I'm going to continue with it. One, because I enjoy doing them. And two, I believe the less talked about tokens towards the bottom end of the top 100 are going to receive a lot more views because there'll be less people making videos about them. There's probably 100,000 videos of people talking about what is Bitcoin, and they do a really good job of it. So maybe I should have started my top 100 from the 100 upwards. But who knows? Anyway. So I really want to do them. Obviously, I'm doing these live videos with my phone, so it ain't too bad. So I'm sort of remaining in touch with you guys, but just not as much as I'd like to, and not the style of content. Like the stuff we've talked about today, I would have loved to have gone on a computer and actually showed you the news article so we can read it together and analyse stuff together. But anyway, can't do that. Can't do anything about that. But obviously with this insurance money that I'm getting, I'm going to finish off this shed, that's for sure. Then obviously I'll have the computer, and I want to get a desk, and I want to get a little mini fridge in here, a TV on the wall there, maybe a games console. I just bought Detroit Becoming Human today. I've tried installing it on my PS4 about 5 times, and it just won't load, won't do anything. So that was a bit of a letdown, because I've been looking forward to playing that. I told you guys about it weeks ago. Let's see what you're all saying. So not that Microsoft uses CAC hardware. Oh well, sometimes. Oh, Slickerfo says, Glenn, you are a fair amount of melanin in you, haven't you, mate? Evening all. What does that mean, Slickerfo? Melanin. Simplicity. My bro uses Apple. I've never used it, but I'm forced to go into Apple land. Stick with what you know. I'm a long-term Windows user. I use it because I know it inside and out. Yeah, that is the thing. It took me a little while to get used to the MacBook Pro. Just little things like with the laptop. Normally, with a laptop, you have the trackpad, and then you have a left and a right key. And if you want to like copy and paste, you would click on the right button, go down to copy, then right click somewhere else and click paste. I couldn't figure out for the first, I'd say, week to 10 days. I had to YouTube it and everything, how to right click on a MacBook, because you just have the trackpad. There's no other buttons. And I was sitting there for ages. I'm like, what the fuck? Then I realised you have to actually tick this box where you double click 2 fingers on the trackpad at the same time. That brings up like your right click option. and you can drag and copy and then double click and then click paste, or you can just do Control V, Control P, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, figured that out. Now I'm used to it. Now, I went round my friend Andy's when I was telling you guys, obviously, we were trying to convert all his cryptocurrencies back into Bitcoin so he can then convert it into British pounds and then obviously make a withdrawal. As you guys can probably imagine, I had to use copy and paste a lot. And I had to keep going over, and I was trying to push the trackpad in, but obviously it wasn't moving. It was just a flat surface. And I was like, oh, what's going on with your keyboard? And he was like, what? And I went, oh, yeah, there's buttons. And I was using his buttons, and I'd got so used to my way of doing it, the Mac way. I was like, God, this is really slow now. Like, yeah, it's just what you get used to. But it's probably just me being an absolute idiot. How do you feel on McAfee's prediction 1 mil by 2020? I can't see it happening myself. I would love it if it did, because I'd be on my way to being a millionaire. But yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest. I think we'll be lucky to see a quarter of that. Kevin says, hey Glenn, how's crypto treating you? Not too good at the minute, Kevin. Where's the love? Where's the crypto love? LOL, Melanin, you tan well. Everyone always says to me, oh, have you got Spanish in your family? No. Oh, you must have Sank in you. Normally I get called a dirty Turk. Sorry if that offended any Turkish people. In our country, obviously, when you go for a kebab after your night out, you normally go to a Turkish, kebab place. And they always say, yes, boss, next, please, chili sauce salad. So when I go out and I've caught the sun, everyone always comes up to me and starts going, chili sauce salad. Next, boss. I get that a lot. I don't know if anyone watching these videos, anyone who watches my content is from Sweden. I've decided I'm going to Gothenburg, which is in Sweden. We're going there for a city break, me and my friend Dan. Just off literally I might as well have done, I didn't, but I might as well have just had a world map and I might as well have thrown a dart. I just zoomed out of where I was on Google Maps. I zoomed out and then I just went like that. I scrolled around with my finger and then I zoomed in, and the closest thing to it was Sweden, Gothenburg. And that is, I said, right, let's go there. I don't know what it's like. I don't know nothing about it, but we're going to go there. We're going to spend probably 3 days there, maybe 4, depending on the flights. Where's that? That's where Batman's from. I did say, actually, I said, oh, it sounds like Gotham City, but a Swedish version. Gothenburg. So yeah, I was really excited about it, actually, and apparently Swedish women, although I'm married, can't think like that. No looking. Maybe I'll look. No touching. But yeah, so we're going there. We're gonna pretty much get drunk, eat food, and just chill out. So that's gonna be good. My wife and kids are actually they're going to some caravan site or something that I haven't been invited to. So I thought, sod it. Why don't we just go abroad somewhere? So the flights are like £73, and that's a return. And the accommodation we're looking at is about £120, but obviously split that between 2 of us, so it's about £60 each. So the whole thing's costing me like 120 quid. So if anyone's watching this from Sweden, near Gothenburg, I would love to meet up with you, and we can chat crypto while we're there, because I'm going to have 3 days of not much planned at all. Just going to literally see how it goes. We're just going to walk around. There's a theme park there, apparently, so we're going to visit that, and then we're going to hit the city centre, hit the nightlife. We were even looking into, there was a really cheap accommodation, but it was a boat, like you sleep in a boat that had 2 beds, You just had a PIN code to unlock the top deck of the boat. And that worked out like really cheap. I think it was like 48 quid. So we were going to stay in this boat, but then we were reading it. My friend panicked because it said no Wi-Fi, which I don't really care about because I have really good 4G in that. But it said on there obviously no toilet and no shower. I was like, oh, 2 men in a small boat for 3 days with no shower. Maybe we should pay the extra and get a hotel. So yeah, that's my plans for. That's not this weekend. That is next weekend. Let's have a look. Russell, tell him. I bet you're Italian. I bet you've got Italian in you. Yeah, I've heard that before. I get that quite a bit. Russell, tell him. Change your Z Classic to EOS and store them, not on an exchange. Ha ha ha. I'm going to hold on to Z Classic until, like I say, for 3 months. And in that time, I believe EOS will potentially, at some point, have a dip, and I'll try and buy in then. But we'll see. Dwarf Killer says, this time next year, Rodders will be millionaires. Russell says, Italian, no. The GOAT, probably. Dwarf says, nice. Gothenburg, LOL. That's where Batman's from. Swedish, yes please. Man of Honor. Hey Glenn, I'm still waiting for you to come to Los Angeles, California, USA. We can meet up. Definitely, Antonio. I'd love to meet up with you. I'll come check out your shop and maybe buy some bits from there. However, I'm in Long Beach, USA. Yeah, I would love to come to California. God, who wouldn't? It's like, ain't it always sunny there? And you've got the beaches, you've got the girls. Woo! Who wouldn't want to go there? When the opportunity arises, I'll be there. So that's it from me, greedy guys. I think I've literally told you everything that's been on my mind the last couple of days. Thank you for joining me for so long. 67 minutes of me babbling on, and it's steadily had 14 to 20 people watching this. But only 10 likes. Come on, guys. We could do better. Hit that like button before you leave. It's only a button. Just click it. Just click it. It won't hurt no one. I won't tell anyone. Shh. So that's it really from me, guys. I will probably... What day is it today? Friday. Unless something really happens tomorrow, I probably won't do a video tomorrow. What do you guys feel, before I go, what are your guys' predictions over the weekend? Because we've had quite a few days of dip in the crypto space. Are we going to see Saturday and Sunday, and for the UK at least, bank holiday Monday, which I know cryptocurrency isn't one country specific, so it shouldn't really affect things. But I remember last time we had a bank holiday, cryptocurrency dipped quite a bit on a Monday. Will there be a similar pattern? I'll be keeping my eye on that. But will we see a dip for the next couple of days? Maybe that's going to be the best time to buy in. Or are we going to see a bull run? Dwarf says bull. So, who knows? I don't know. Tom Lee don't know. John McAfee, he knows. He knows what's going to happen. It doesn't matter what happens this weekend, and you know. No, that's true. So, in the grand scheme of things, I think we're all pretty confident and bullish on cryptocurrency as a whole. If you're not, then I don't know why you're here watching my videos. But obviously it's fun to speculate what is going to happen this weekend, because what else do we have to talk about? Not much. No, there's loads going on in cryptocurrency. It's just that I'm not clever enough to actually dive deep enough into one of the projects, I suppose, at the moment. Obviously, Envian took up pretty much a large amount of my soul, which I regret. So, I don't know. I need to get my teeth into another project. It feels like EOS is going to be the way forward, you know, going forward. So, yeah. you'll probably see more content from me about EOS once obviously I learn more. I've been learning quite a lot about it recently, but I don't feel not qualified, but up to date enough to talk about it confidently without making sort of mishap. Oh, another thing, I finally got internet or an Ethernet cable in here. So you'll see here on the floor, I have this Ethernet cable, which is actually connected to my main Wi-Fi router. It's a 50-meter long cable, which I've had to tack to the wall, like nail it to the wall, all the way around the side of the house, round the back, onto the shed, which is in this corner here, and then it's running along this back wall into here and through a little hole down there. So once I actually have my desk set up with my computer, I'm actually going to plug in a Wi-Fi router onto the desk, which is going to be my Netgear Orbi, like a satellite. I'm going to plug the Ethernet cable into it, and then I'm going to plug an Ethernet cable straight into the computer. So not only will I have a really sort of high-end machine out here, I'm also going to have, hopefully, fingers crossed, really fast upload and hardwired in download speed. So therefore, when I'm doing live streams like this for you guys, when I'm trying to edit and download things for the internet, it should be super fast. That's what I hope anyway, fingers crossed. Otherwise, I've just put in a lot of effort for no reason. So that's it from me, guys. I'm going to leave you there. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the thumbs up. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to click the subscribe button. If you want to chat to me outside of these videos, especially over the weekends, join the Telegram group chat. You can click the link down below. A lot of people search for me on Telegram, just typing in BitGlen, and it creates like a private chat between you and me. If you want to actually join in with the Telegram, the Team BitGlen group chat, you have to click the link down below. That will take you to the group chat where me and a lot of the people that you see commenting on these videos, they're actually in there, so you'll be able to talk to not only me but them as well. All of Team BitGlen. Team BitGlen! So feel free to do that. But if you don't like Telegram, a lot of people message me and say, Glenn, I haven't got Telegram, I don't like Telegram. We have set up a Discord, but I haven't figured out how to use it, and I've just been quite happy with Telegram. You can also message me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or just type in the word BitGlen. I think I'm the only one on there, so you can contact me that way. So don't forget to check out also teambitglen.com, where I do blog posts, and also I've got merchandise store there. Once I've got my computer set up, I'm gonna be rocking the I'm hoping to get a Team BitGlen mouse mat and and like a Team BitGlen mug. So that, I think that would be pretty cool. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for everyone for joining, and I'm out.